Michigan's John Beeline has agreed to become the head coach of the Cleveland Cavaliers on a 5-year deal.
Yep.
Good for him. I don't know if he really wanted to take that job or not, but good for him.
Yep.
So, today, we have a guest. And like I mentioned in the opening, we had some NBA playoffs, so now we are into our conference finals. So today, with us, we have Tajh Jenkins, local, who is now the founder and CEO of Transcend Sports Firm.
All right.
A sports agency focusing on basketball representation, NBA, and overseas in the FIBA.
Okay.
So just to give you a little bit before we introduce Tajh formally, the business, as I just stated, was founded in 2019. It is a full-service pro athlete representation and consultating firm, currently focused in pro basketball players domestically and internationally. Okay. The purpose of the agency is to establish a players first agency that provides a comprehensive package of services that helps them succeed on and off the court and in post-career aspirations. It also has direct support from sports management worldwide personnel.
Right.
For example, they have NBA certified agents, and they get one-on-one attention from CEO and founder Tajh Jenkins. So, ladies and gentlemen, I introduce to you Tajh Jenkins, CEO, founder of Transcend Sports Firm.
Good morning. Thank you for having me. Thank you. Much appreciated.
You're welcome. So, as you may have seen, well, you have seen what we do here, and when we talked briefly on the phone, the first time that we spoke, we are very community involved here, and we also have support for all of us, for people that look like us. So African Americans that are having small businesses, startup businesses, in any kind of field, sports mostly, but anything that concerns African Americans trying to improve themselves in their community, we are all for it and all support of it.
Right.
So, Tajh, just come on and tell us a little bit about yourself and what got you interested and gave you the thought to pursue your own business and being a sports agent.
Okay, well, just to give you a little background on myself, I'm from this area, grew up in West Oak Lane, right on 65th and Ogans. Grew up there all my life, went to college at Penn State. I started kind of working in sports when I got to Penn State through sports journalism. That was kind of, my way in there. I was interviewing athletes on the football teams, on the basketball teams, writing stories on them for various sports outlets throughout my career at Penn State. But as far as the sports agency aspect, I kind of always wanted to be a sports agent since I was in high school. It was kind of always a thought of mine. It's something that I was interested in doing, just based on my love for sports, my love for the game of basketball. Runs deep. I played basketball growing up, all the time. I only played organized in high school. My high school was more of an academic school, but I enjoyed myself, playing in high school and with my friends and stuff like that. But I always felt like I had like an innate capacity to serve as a mentor and advisor to athletes. A lot of my friends, I kind of played that role back in high school on and off, as a player and also as like a team manager kind of. So that's kind of where all that stemmed from. You'll probably hear this a lot from different agencies that they probably saw the movie Jerry Maguire and probably got inspired by that as well. So that was another inspiration for me as well. So just growing up, it was always something that I wanted to do, but I was always apprehensive because I didn't know how to get into the field. I tried to reach out to various sports agents throughout the years. Didn't get many emails or calls back. So that kind of deterred me a little bit. I tried to apply for some internships. So things didn't always work out for whatever reason. But I just kind of recently decided to go for my own and try to create my own opportunity because I was tired of kind of trying to rely on other people or
Right.
go out to,
There you go.
you know, other agencies or other people, for an opportunity. You know, I didn't want to do that anymore. I kind of wanted to create my own thing. So, I decided to take an agent advisor course at Sports Management Worldwide. I did that course. That was about 8 weeks. I got trained and mentored by, you know, a couple NBA certified agents. One that I work closely with now, with my agency and as a sports agent advisor with them. And you know, I kind of took it from there. I joined their sports agent advisor program, and from there I kind of built my agency. You know, as I'm going along.
Congrats.
Good.
Thank you.
That's good.
Congrats.
So,
Thank you.
folks, if you don't know, you can look up Sports Management Worldwide. Like when me and Tajh spoke, he mentioned his affiliation with them. I did mention that I was familiar with them, and you know, like he said, the course was 8 weeks, so you can get in and get what you need. Also, one of the points that he just made was that he was tired of relying on
people,
someone or on people. So that gave him the energy and the push and the drive to pursue his own, which I think a lot of people stumble with. I'm not gonna say fail. I think they stumble with it because, like I said, they hit those speed bumps, and they get that deterrence. And they get discouraged.
Right.
And it appears to be more difficult than when you first started.
Right.
And they get caught up in that, you know, that day-to-day grind and everything, and then they kind of want to drift off. But today we have living proof that you need to pursue on.
Right.
It's just a bump on the road, just like in the street. It's a bump in the road. You go hit that speed bump, you go over, you just keep on going. Like it doesn't stop you right there. You got to keep going. You have to keep pushing.
Right.
So, tell us a little bit about the mission statement of your agency.
So basically, with our mission statement, you know, we want to be a players first, you know, agency. You know, obviously, we provide a comprehensive package of services. You know, albeit, you know, it'd be contract negotiation, post-career planning, marketing, endorsements. So we want to provide the full nine for the full you know, perspective for full slate for our clients in order to help them succeed in every realm of their lives, you know, as a professional athlete, you know, on and off the court. So, you know, our athletes, you know, are our first priority. Me as a sports agent advisor, I'm the center of support, you know, for, you know, our clients in every realm of their lives, and you know, that's basically just where that comes in that as far as the mission statement.
Cool. So, like I said, I like the mission statement. I think it's, if we can say, sweet and to the point.
Yeah.
So I'm going to read it for everybody, and this is the mission statement: to ensure that our clients are leveraging the right opportunities for advancement and success in their pro and personal endeavors. Like I said, sweet and to the point. It's very simple, very clean, and he just mentioned that that's exactly his premise. So, take us through, if you will, interview with the potential client.
Okay. So, I mean, it can go a lot of different ways. For me, you know, starting off, I kind of got my first client through the agency. You know, we have we have kind of like a portal through the Sports Management Worldwide agency where players can, you know, apply for our representation. You know, sometimes we get, you know, some viable, you know, prospective athletes. Other times we get, you know, some random guys that, you know, just think that they can, you know, play and stuff like that.
Right.
So, you know, for me coming in with my first client, you know, he applied, and I reached out to him, and, you know, just kind of set up an initial phone call with him. And from there, I kind of gave him the rundown of, you know, the Sports Management Worldwide agency and, you know, the things that they provide, as well as, you know, my own agency and how we work together.
Right.
But as far as me getting, you know, information from them and talking to them, it's just kind of getting a feel for the type of person that they are, you know, what type of character they have, what are their expectations as far as playing professionally, what they did in college, what type of numbers that they put up, who they played, what type of situations that they were in while they were playing with their teams that kind of dictated, you know, how they performed on the court.
Nice.
So it's basically just getting a full background and stuff like that, and getting to know them as a person, getting to know their family, if they have any, you know, potential distractions, you know, in their lives. You know, maybe you might get a person who has a family now, and you know they may need to take, you know, certain chances, you know, in order to provide, well, certain opportunities in order to provide for their, you know, their families, compared to, you know, somebody who just graduated college and doesn't have a family. So you're just kind of getting a full background on them, and you know, starting to build that relationship, you know, before we talk anything about, you know, representation, you know, representing them, because you know you want to.
You don't want to scare them off.
You
want to dive right in.
You don't want to dive right in. You want to let them know that you
care.
You have an interest in them, and you have an interest in getting to know them. So you know, you guys can see if it fits for both sides.
Like a college recruiter.
So you know, we can see if it fits for both sides. You know, I don't want to just take on, you know, anybody just to say that I have a client. You know, just to say this. I want to make sure it's the right fit for both people. So I want to give them ample opportunity for them to get to know me as well.
Sound like something I like to join. Shit, we talk.
Definitely. So now that let's go hypothetical for a quick second. So you have a client and you're potentially trying to get this client signed. What do you think, or what are some of the challenges as far as negotiating with teams?
Well, as far as like overseas teams, it's just like knowing the market, especially the international market, because it's always changing. And you just gotta kind of match, you know, what teams are looking for over there to your player, and what they can possibly bring to that team. So like in negotiating the contract, you know, you want to make sure that, you know, your player can, you know, go over there and, you know, make a good livelihood. But you know, internationally, it's probably not going to work out that way 9 times out of 10, unless you have a big name already. If you're just like a regular guy, and you know, you're about to go into your rookie season, you know, it'll kind of take you know, a solid maybe 2 to 3 years to probably get where you want to get, you know, financially, at least starting over there, you know.
It's a little more difficult. It's a little more difficult over there.
It's kind of like a little bit more difficult.
Like Yao Ming or somebody like that.
It's a little bit more difficult over there. But going through the contract negotiations, it's kind of like standard stuff. You know, the pay is a little bit lower. There's kind of like a misconception that anybody can go over and play overseas if they don't make it to the league, but that's not the case. A lot of it is kind of what have you done for me lately type thing. So like, you know, if a player, say like, you know, if a guy coming out of college, you went to a mid-major, or even if you went to a, you know, a high major college, you know, depending on what type of stats and stuff like that, that they put up, you know, that kind of dictates a lot about, you know, how much, you know, a team overseas is willing to pay them, you know, for their rookie season, until they get over there and, you know, they prove themselves for a year, and then after that you're able to move up in the rankings and stuff like that. So that's kind of like how you gotta approach the contract negotiation, you know, part of it. You know, make sure that, you know, sometimes there's situations where teams aren't paying players and stuff like that.
Do you do WNBA with the females too?
No, I haven't touched on female players yet, but that is something that I'll be looking to expand to.
I wanted to ask you that later. I'm sorry.
No.
I wanted to ask you.
It's okay. I haven't touched on that yet, but that's pretty much it for.
Okay. So one last question before we take a break. Now, what do you think are your biggest challenges? I know you mentioned some of those things previously, but what do you think are some of your biggest challenges as far as recruiting clients?
Right off the bat, man, there's just so much competition out here, man. There's like a lot of different agencies, and I kind of, by the time I was done the sports management worldwide course, and you know, I joined their advisor program, and I just really started getting my agency, you know, off the ground and stuff like that. It was kind of like in February, March. So you know, the season was winding down. It was coming down, and you know, March Madness happened, and that was over. So a lot of guys that, you know, I would go after, they were already being approached by agents, you know, for a long time already. And
how
they
about
kinda
phone
had,
calls? Like,
they was already getting phone calls from
Yeah.
people. They already had things lined up. So it's definitely just like the competition, and me, you know, being a neophyte in this industry, you know, it's kind of tough, you know, to try to, you know, prove yourself and, you know, say that you have the credentials to you know, represent somebody and effectively promote them and market them and help them find jobs. But that's kind of where the Sports Management Worldwide agency comes in, and they help me out because I'm getting mentored and trained, you know, at the same time as I'm growing my own business, and I'm kind of working side by side with them. We're kind of like co-representing the athletes. So
cause you're like joining up a little bit like together.
Yeah.
Smart.
So I have, you know, certified NBA agent that I'm working closely with. His name is Brett Kane.
That's kind of exciting.
Yeah,
man.
he has
cool.
20 years in the business. Has represented, you know, he has represented guys in the NBA, guys overseas, you know, for the past 20 years. He has a lot of experience, so I'm learning a lot from him. And you know, as I move forward, I'll work towards getting certified, you know, in the NBA and also FIBA as well. And then you know, just grow my thing, you know, in due time.
Yeah, absolutely. So appreciate all that talk, folks. We are talking to Tajh Jenkins, Transcend Sports Firm. You will see it a lot more coming up today and throughout the rest of the month on SportsRap. Through all my posts, and every chance I get, I will get to you. He's here. We're going to take a quick break.
Yes, sir.
When we come back, we're going to pick up some more talk about Tajh himself, more about the agency, and then we're going to have some fun.
Yeah.
SportsRap, Heat 100 Radio. We'll see you on the other side in just a few minutes.
Give me your card, man. Really good.
Oh yeah, I got some cards in my card.